How you doing over there?
I'm ready.
Excited? Excited to learn about
I don't know who he is, so no.
what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Gathering Hall. This is episode number 477, discussion hall number 12, Joon the King's video, Wing of Redemption's story. So Brandon, let me hear how much you know about Wings of Redemption.
Okay. Full summary. I've heard the name before like twice.
That's incredible. I've actually seen this video before, so full disclaimer. It's been quite a few years, actually. I think this video is about 4 years old. I watched it when it first came out, so it's going to be interesting for me again. But Brandon has never seen this, has no idea who Wings of Redemption is, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this guy feels about this big, giant man right here.
I was gonna say, I remember him being compared to Boogie a lot.
So let's get right into this. So, full disclaimer real quick as well. This is going to be a shorter episode. I do have to work in the morning, so
I just got off of work.
so let's get into this.
Jordan, better known as Wings of Redemption, is a 33-year-old live streamer whose YouTube origins predate even the most infamous content creators. Once one of the largest and fastest growing content creators out there, has since then crossed paths with the many other titans of YouTube, though in most cases, these interactions would end poorly for him and his channel, as each interaction in its own way would act as a catalyst that would only serve to accelerate Jordy's downfall, as throughout his online career, he has seen a slew of controversies, from bursting out in rage during a live stream Call of Duty match all while insulting his co-host and threatening the life of his opponent, to more serious aggressions where he would threaten suicide along with threatening the lives of others. This can be attributed to a volatile mix of his ill temper and inconsideration for others. Even with his infamous persona, many fellow content creators would attempt to rejuvenate his dying channel by providing or suggesting different forms of content, but due to his lack of commitment would lead to further failures, and finally, as he moved on to live streaming, would get notoriety for the various outbursts he would have and would build a community of trolls that make up a large portion of his ever-decreasing viewer base. But even still, very few know of his origins, which is where we'll start. Born on April 21st, 1986, and
Sounds okay.
Yeah. Sounds alright, I think. I don't know, can you hear it?
I can hear it.
Could you hear us? I don't know, OBS is giving me some fucking weird feedback.
Well, let's listen.
Okay, yeah, okay. Screw you, OBS. Continuing on. You can shut us up now. I hate my own voice.
in Conway, South Carolina, Jordan's birth was a result of a teenage pregnancy, where due to his parents' adolescence, he would live with his grandparents in their trailer. And at the age of 2, Jordy's alcoholic father would abandon the family. 4 years later, in 1992, Jordy would experience his first serious injury. While playing baseball with his younger brother, the bat slipped out of his brother's hand, hit Jordy's head, and cracked his skull. He would then be rushed to the
Bullshit. Bullshit. That kid absolutely clocked his brother in the head with that fucking thing. You know that, right?
Probably.
Without question.
I mean, it's
Anybody that has had siblings knows that that's how that went down.
It's theoretically possible that it could be that way.
Like the time that the rock slipped out of my hand after me and Amber were out in front of Grandma's house, and I was throwing rocks up in the air, and we were trying to avoid them, and one hit Amber in the head, and I told Grandma, "Yeah, it slipped. I don't know what happened. I don't understand. Why am I green? Ew."
Because I was over there, and that's my color.
hospital where they would perform surgery in order to reduce brain swelling. He would later make a full recovery, though it is unclear if this injury impaired his cognitive abilities. Regardless, he would remain an active child, as 1 year later in 1993, Jordy was 7 years old attending elementary school in the 3rd grade, where due to his fit physique, would excel in physical education, as he would always finish top of the class. And that was until an athletic exchange student joined the school, which would leave Jordy finishing 2nd place in most events, that in turn made him feel awful.
So let me summarize here. He was really athletic. Somebody moved into his tiny little town who was more athletic than him,
Beat
and
the crap out of him.
and absolutely just destroyed his spirit so much, Brandon, that he developed an eating disorder.
He's Hop. He's Hop from Pokemon.
I hate Hop.
As he recalls, this was a turning point in his life, where many more mistakes would ensue, as his solution to beating this exchange student was to increase his calorie intake, as he thought eating more would accelerate his growth, and in turn make him the better athlete. So he would approach his grandmother for additional servings, and without questioning why, she would always provide the food.
Okay.
He would then slowly...
Bad grandmother. Right there.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yes, if you see your underling swelling like a balloon because of the amount of calories.
Like, hey, Grandma, I want 5 bowls of cereal. And I'm pretty sure this is an exaggeration, but still, I want 5 bowls of cereal. And Grandma's like, well, he's in kindergarten. He knows what he wants.
He's a growing boy, Brandon.
Slowly start the transition from a thin, active child to an isolated, obese one. He would also develop a sort of bow-leggedness where his knees would remain far apart even when standing up, and as his school years progressed, he will be made...
What was that face, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let's see it again.
I can't redo faces. They happen in the
fun
moment.
of and struggle to make friends. So he would retreat into video games as he could no longer viably compete in sports. Jordy, his brother, and his mother would soon move into section.
That's one
housing,
genre of
which
game
is
that
a
I
low
just
income
can't
housing
fucking
for those in need,
mess with,
also
man.
known as the
Huh?
projects. During this,
I said that's one genre of video game that I just can't fuck
Fighting?
with. Yeah, I suck at fighting games.
Do you know why I don't like fighting games?
Why do you not like fighting games?
All the fucking, like, combos and, like, left circle square X.
So you mean you don't like fighting games because they're built to play like a fighting game?
No,
Is that what you're telling me?
I don't. It's not that they're built to play like a fighting game that makes me not like fighting games. It's the fighting game ideology itself that I don't like. I don't want to have to put in 80 hours to learn a TOD combo in a game. I'm sorry, I don't like that.
So you don't like fighting games because they're made to be technical. Is that what you're saying?
Too technical.
Fair enough.
If I have to
Also,
sit there and
no,
read
Bannerford-
a manual,
Bannerford, Smash is not a fighting game.
It's a
It is
brawler.
a arena brawler. They are two different things. A brawler is not a fighter. Can't really say that they're the same thing.
Like,
Anyways, complete side tangent. Let's get back
Super
to the video.
Smash
'cause
Brother is nothing like Mortal Kombat or Killer Instinct.
this time, he
Street
would be given
Fighter.
an identification card as many children were getting kidnapped in the area that he lived in. Fast forward to high school, Jordy was a 6-foot-tall, 240-pound troubled teenager and would be taken to a psychologist where he will be diagnosed with bipolar disorder and social phobia. Being that he suffered from these conditions, he was mostly kept to himself. That was
Also
until
called
freshman
sad.
year, where he would meet his first true friend.
What?
Go back. Social anxiety disorder, also called SAD.
Brandon, that's not funny. Don't make fun of him.
I'm sorry. Your son has SAD.
I've been diagnosed with SAD. That's not funny.
I know it's not, but
It's a really unfortunate like abbreviation, but
It is a very unfortunate, but I'm going to still enjoy it. By the way, after stream, I have something to tell you.
okay.
Because my boss today told me something that just completely shocked me. One, that they would tell me, and two, that it happened.
Mostly kept to himself. That was until freshman year, where he would meet his first true friend, Kelly. He would then be introduced to Dungeons & Dragons and develop a small group of friends. It was also around this time where he would get his
I really want to get into Dungeons and Dragons, but
Baldur's
we can
Gate is a good way.
huh?
'Cause Baldur's Gate is Dungeons and Dragons.
second serious injury, as one day after coming home from school, someone was trying to break into his mother's car.
First
Jordy
thing I
then shouted
noticed
at
was the
burglar,
fucking
which startled him and
mailboxes.
caused him to flee. And while doing
I
so,
noticed the
he would fire
glitch
his
up
gun at
near
Jordy,
the tree.
striking him once in the leg, and again, he would make a full recovery. He would then begin working at a grocery store where his main tasks were to relabel products and clean the store shelves. Though
I am so glad I've never had to work retail like this.
I don't think I had a bad customer today.
Yeah, that's good.
Did I have any customers? I did have somebody asking me where soap was.
How dare they?
No.
Oh my God, Brandon. Dude, they asked you where the soap was? Fucking,
trying-
oh no, Miyamoto!
It's hard to remember what customers are when.
Is the volume low on your end?
Hi, Des.
The audio for the video? I could turn that up. I don't really think I could turn us up at all.
Do I need to start
Because of the
shouting?
repetitive nature and the boredom that Jordy would have during this job, he would have quit just 2 weeks after being hired. He would then find work at a video rental store known as the Movie
Guess what?
Gallery, where his most memorable experience there would be an armed robbery by a trio of armed assailants. After this, and approaching the end of high school, he would work as a Domino's
Hello?
delivery driver, where again, while delivering
I've
a
completely
pizza
lost
to an
what's
apartment
happening in this
complex in
video,
a
dude.
Okay, let me
low-income
explain, because after all, I am the king of paying attention.
I was trying to fix the audio levels.
So basically, Wings of Redemption came home one day and saw somebody trying to break into his mother's car. The scuffle broke out. He got his leg hurt by the battle,
I heard all that. Yeah.
and then he made a full recovery. So then he went to go work at this grocery
Right.
store.
Which spawned the conversation about working at grocery
Yeah.
stores.
And then after that, he was talking about his most exciting experience was a time where 3 armed robbers showed up and robbed the place. And that's where we are now.
Okay.
out of town, he would take
Thank
the
you for
butt of
that
the shotgun
synopsis,
to his
Brandon.
back, subsequently knocking him on the floor, where the assailants will pick his pockets and take $20 from him. He would also be suspended from his job due to
Okay.
an altercation.
What?
All I can think about is the episode in Family Guy where Chris becomes the man of the house working Peter's job because they switched places, and Peter becomes a police sketch artist, and he just draws like this most stereotypical like cartoonish Asian, and he's like, "Is this your guy?" And then Chris walks out, he's like, "I had a bad day," and the guy just walks up with that face, and just sucker punches Chris, reaches into wallet, takes his wallet, and just runs. I don't know, that's what I thought of.
What the fuck does that have to do with this video?
Because he was mugged by getting knocked
shut
down.
up.
Area supervisor.
Jesus
He would then
Christ.
graduate high school and look for work elsewhere, where he would then be hired as a 911 operator. But again, due to his poor work ethic, will leave this job
think
after
that wouldn't
only
be
2
that bad.
weeks of
Oh.
employment.
I would not
His
want to be a
fifth and
911
final
operator,
job
dude.
was one he took seriously.
no,
At
no,
around
thank
the
you.
age of 19,
I don't know, I'd have to
Jordy
know their
would begin employment
responsibilities.
at Met Glass Incorporated, a factory that specialized
About to my friend. Hey, that's probably true.
Hitachi Met Glass is helping to create an efficient, eco-friendly future.
in producing an amorphous metal known as Met
Did you see
Glass,
Banford's comment?
mainly
I
in the
did.
form of quartz, and was funded through various contractors, the largest one being from China that used these quartz in assembling
My brain
power
goes
line
a mile a
transformers, as at the
just
time,
reading the
China was
connects
redoing
things.
its electrical system. In the factory itself, Jordy would go through working various positions, one of which was a crane operator, where he would be earning around $25 an hour, working 12-hour shifts 5 days
And
a
this
week,
is what,
which
like
adds up to $6,000 a
1998?
month.
No,
When was this?
not that long ago. Like 2007 or 2008 or something like
That's
that.
still good money.
But dude, like, God, I've worked in factories. Sometimes it ain't all about the money.
Would stay at this job for
That's
an
good
estimated 3 years, where the only thing that he would do outside of work was sleep, eat, and play video games. That was until the stock market crash of 2007.
Yeah, see?
Now banks were more cautious to who they lent their money to, and being that most of the funding for Met Glass was done through loans taken out by these Chinese companies, meant that instead of ordering Met Glass in bulk, as they had 2 years worth of back orders, they would instead purchase significantly smaller amounts of the product until depleted, then order a small amount again. This would lead to employees averaging 3-hour workdays and have the company eventually laying off the majority of their workforce, which included Jordy. Though for most, this was a temporary layoff, as they stated that they will call these employees back if production had picked up again, leaving Jordy once again unemployed. But this time, he'll qualify for unemployment, meaning that he will get paid a fraction of what he used to make to sustain him while he looked for another job. Which, through this, his friend Z7 Taylor would introduce him to YouTube, as he would help with the production of videos and try to figure out the best way to upload videos to the site. The content of these videos being from one of his favorite games at the time, Call of Duty World at War.
You ever played Call of Duty World at War, Brandon? Nope. Me either. You ever played any Call of Duty, Brandon?
Nope.
You lie, dude.
I
You
guess
played
Modern
Modern
Warfare.
Warfare 2.
I forget that's Call of Duty.
Yep. We should
Okay.
play a little bit of that on the stream.
No, I don't like first-person shooters.
You don't?
No.
I'm alright with them.
I'm not a big
Both
fan.
Jordy and Taylor had purchased a Dazzle capture card, but only Taylor
Oh
would
my
upload
God,
videos
dude,
on his
how
channel
far
with the
things
footage
have
obtained
come
by
in
it.
such a short time.
Jordan would instead
Look
go
at
an
that thing.
alternate route and spend $200 for a high-paged HD PVR that would allow him to record in high definition. And after seeing the attention Taylor had gotten and reading his viewers' comments, he then decided to begin uploading videos.
Look at the fucking crazy background. Like, the early 2000s, the internet was so different.
Videos of his own.
It was such
And
a
on
different
October
place.
1st, 2009, Jordy's first video will be uploaded under his channel name, Wings of Redemption. The name is inspired by the inscription on King Tut's tomb that reads, quote, "Death shall come on swift wings to whoever disturbs the peace of the Pharaoh," unquote. Or Wings of Redemption, as described by Jordy, is the antithesis of this, as he explains, just as death comes fast, so can redemption, and that you can change your life around at any given time. Which is possibly
that's a
how
pretty
he saw
cool
his
idea
channel.
for a name.
And it wasn't until his third video, 23 days after the release of his first video, that he would start adding commentary over his videos.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, hi again. This is my first commentary, and here we go.
From here, he'll begin uploading consistently, and being that there were a minuscule amount of gameplay
What?
videos on YouTube, and
It's just every single time you think like, go back to the first time somebody's ever did commentary, like when you see them now back then, it is some of the most cringe shit.
Dude, I wonder if there are... I know there are some hidden videos on this channel that I'm wondering if there's any on there that have, like, any kind of commentary from, like, years and years ago. I bet there are.
You know what video I'm really sad we lost?
Which one?
The bok choy.
Oh, that was horrible. No, we don't need to talk about that. Moving on.
Like, I
even fewer
missed that video.
commentators meant that Wings'
That video
video
was
easily
hilarious.
stood out from the rest, especially for those that had the bandwidth to view them in the higher resolution that he offered, as within a month, he had accumulated over 1,000 subscribers. He also got another break as a fairly large commentator known as Hutch Is Yo Daddy would give a shout out to Taylor's channel, boosting his subscriber count from 4,000 to 10,000, and with Jordy's association with Taylor, he would quadruple his sub count. All this happening in less than a month's time. Though Wings' channel would see a healthy growth and positive community feedback, it wouldn't take long for him to stumble upon his first controversy where in a now deleted video.
well, you know what? It happens. Just be glad I didn't,
Fill yourself.
pull him A first.
denounce Hutch's Yo Daddy's tactic of quick scoping with sniper rifles in game, as he would point out the impossibility of such a technique working in a real life scenario and that it wasn't realistic nor how the
That's
game
what I'm
should
saying,
be played.
dude.
Yeah.
But viewers would be quick to defend Hutch and point out several flaws in Wings' own techniques, such as how in a good portion of his videos he would camp or stay in one spot while aiming down his sights, so when an enemy approached him, he would have an overwhelming advantage towards the opposing player. Wings and Hutch would also have a debate about this, each defending their playstyle, where Hutch would state that Wings was undeserving of the hate he was getting, though this would do little to suppress the slow-growing.
Do you dislike first-person shooters because you're bad at them?
Probably.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean,
hatred.
let's look at it like this. What game are you good at that you hate?
Smash Bros.
We're okay at Smash Brothers.
I think we're decent.
Sebi has shown
Okay, we're not on that level.
that is a good player.
but I think we're like slightly above average.
So, like, let's just say we're slightly above average. We don't hate Smash Brothers, though.
I do.
We
I hate
hate
it.
modern Smash Brothers. What I'm saying is, we don't hate, like, we still play it, and if we play it casually, we have a great time. It's when you put the competitive edge that we start falling off. Because then you're seeing the same things, the same strategies, the same gameplay.
My point still stands. What was your point originally?
Like, name a game that you're good at that you hate. We don't hate Smash. You literally said if they come out with a new Smash, you're buying it.
Yeah.
So you can't say you hate Smash.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So name a game you're good at that you hate.
Smash.
By the way,
For Wings.
do you know what I
Regardless,
just
his
saw
channel could-
today?
What's that?
Secrets of Good D has finally added the ending.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Well, God bless them. Maybe we'll stream
December,
it.
like, 19th.
Maybe we'll stream it. You'll start over. We'll stream it from the beginning.
I have all the cards. I
Continue to
spent
grow
51 hours
exponentially,
in that
catching the
game.
eyes of machinima. an exclusive network partnered with YouTube that allowed content creators to earn revenue from their videos. 4 months later, Wings of Redemption had accumulated 48,000 subscribers and would begin to diversify his content by including videos of other games
This
or
is
random vlog
excellently
or review.
shot.
He had also
Fucking pro
collaborated
move,
with various
dude.
different content creators within the Call of Duty community, most notably FPS Kyle, later known as FPS Russia, and Woody's Gamertag.
Was it just me, or did that guy look like Mr. Beast?
This guy?
Yeah.
Kinda.
What's happening?
Your camera just took a huge, giant, massive dump. Unplug that fucking
We'll
shit.
just keep it like that. I'm just staring wild.
Unplug it!
Anyways,
Unplug it. Fix it.
there you go. He looks like Mr. Beast.
He does. He does look like Mr. Beast.
I thought that's who that was.
There we go. Brandon's camera just engaging in the most intense staring contest.
FPS Kyle, later known as FPS Russia, and Woody's Gamertag. And one day when talking in Skype, they would decide their
Like,
conversations
seriously?
would be fitting for a podcast, as there were many lingering podcasts mostly focusing on Call of Duty and the gameplay. But their approach to a podcast would be slightly different than the rest, as they would transition from doing pre-recorded shows to later streaming it on Justin TV, later known as Twitch TV. They also wouldn't
My
limit
God,
themselves.
do you remember when Twitch was called Justin?
No.
Dude, that's crazy. I forget about stuff like this.
Yeah. That's the whole
to
point
gaming
of
and would
history.
conversate about any given topic, generally with a special guest star, usually another content creator, to spice things up. This podcast would give insight to the personal ongoings of each of the hosts' lives.
You know what's
such as
really crazy to me?
What?
The fact that YouTube is still YouTube.
Huh?
Like, look at like how Twitch was Justin TV, how Twitter is now X. Like, usually they do some
Google's
like,
still Google.
I know, but what I'm saying is that usually they go through this, like some reformatting, but for like YouTube for a like especially for like a very popular streaming service has not changed, which is just I don't know, it's just weird to me.
Well, yeah, and it was bought out by Google, so it could have changed. They didn't. Maybe it might be a brand recognition thing too. Like YouTube's huge.
So is Twitter.
Well, we don't need to talk about Twitter because that brings up politics.
X.
Fucking so stupid. God, it's so bad.
Wings' arsenal.
I have 46 weapons, and some of them are fully automatic.
Well, mine are to shoot the cats that come in the backyard, but I didn't really want to.
Mine are too.
Okay. I don't know who he's talking to, but they need to be arrested. I heard they have guns to shoot cats. Now, I don't know about you, but psycho killer tendencies start with murdering animals.
I'm not a psycho killer. I don't have those tendencies, so I wouldn't know. Moving right along.
I don't actually hit any of them.
Okay, at least she's not murdering
This
them.
podcast would also uncover the depths of Wings' ill temper.
My God, look at that fucking mess.
Wings, you're clearly gonna win this.
Is that
18 PS3 controllers, 3 Xbox controllers, 2 TVs, 1 keyboard, 1 handgun.
Oh God, you
And a
broke a
fist fight.
handgun?
Yeah. But I live in a double wide trailer, and basically what we did was we cemented the foundation and put the footers into the cement and then bricked under the house and made brick porches. Well,
What?
I got mad and I didn't want to, because this just happened after I busted a TV. I busted like a 32-inch HD TV.
No!
I just kicked my foot right through it.
Brandon,
And,
your piece of shit
so I grabbed
camera
this
died
high-point
again.
handgun, which I
Fix
had
it.
at the
No, I
time.
have such a
And I
stoic
took the
face.
clip out and I threw it. And then went out on the porch and I just spiked the shit because I was still mad. And the shit just went in pieces. It warped the frame of the gun. All this.
He was well known at the time, mostly in the creator community, for becoming irate to the slightest provocation in video games, where he would usually blame any shortcomings on his team. And when playing privately with Wings, a poor
What? Who do you know that's like that, Brandon? Do you know anybody that blames their losses on everybody else? Do you know anybody that's like that? Anybody at all?
Hey, to be fair, low tier's only using 10% of his abilities.
Yeah,
so
he's not actually
he-
attempting to beat
yeah.
you. He doesn't play you seriously.
he doesn't play against those corny ass Kens.
Yeah, he wasn't actually trying against Viscount, you know. That was only 10%. He wasn't trying.
And my favorite was when he 2v1 the Mario and raged quit.
Yeah, right. The fucking Mario was stunting on him, and he was like, "Nah, dude, I'm not playing against this motherfucker."
Poor performance could result with you being shouted at by
I wish
him
we could
and then
do
being
a
deleted
reaction
from his
to
friends
him.
list. Something
I do
that he had
too.
done with all his PS3 friends that he obtained pre-YouTube. As for the ones he couldn't easily throw away,
he is
such as
so-
other content creators, he would
he's
instead
a lot.
abruptly
He
leave the game
shoots
and
such
cut contact
vitriol
until he
out.
had calmed down.
Yeah.
That
Few
we
users will learn about this
literally
and try
just
to
be
befriend him,
beep,
which will lead to a
beep,
build-up of
beep,
various
beep,
videos,
if
all
we
with the
did,
same
so
goal,
no reason
but
to.
addressed in different ways.
I'd have to have a fucking hotkey on the keyboard somewhere,
Even then,
and
it
just
would,
anticipate when he's gonna say something racist, that I'd have to like.
so
bleep
you
out.
just hold it, because every other word out of his mouth is racist, homophobic, just
Yeah.
all around, just completely not in TOS. So yeah,
That being how he tries to discourage
He
his
is
viewers
funny,
from
though,
messaging him.
in a
attempt
way.
to
funny
add him
in
on the PlayStation
bursts.
friends
Yeah.
list,
He
and
gets
attempt
old
to join
quick.
his Call of Duty session in progress.
because again, all you
These
hear is
videos,
about
of
the
course, would
corny
have
ass
the opposite
Kens.
of its intended effect and possibly give more attention to the problem.
If we did
this
an
was not the only
LTG
shortcoming
one,
he had with trying to
the
connect
whole
with his
joke would
community,
be that
as
we
by
would
August
have-
5th, 2010, he
Since no one can donate,
So, here, check it out. So, I've been kind of mulling things over in my head with what I want to do with this channel in the, like going forward, and if we get to the point where we have enough consistent viewership and we get large enough and we have enough of a following, I'm going to eventually set up a Patreon, and we'll be able to do stuff like an LTG reaction, and it will be like a Patreon only video, or like certain games that we can play with just the Patreons. That would be like a reward for that, or stuff like that. So an LTG discussion hall is entirely plausible
just not on YouTube.
in the future, just not on YouTube. It can never happen on YouTube.
Yeah.
He had blocked a total of 11,000 viewers from his channel.
my gosh,
meaning
it's
they could not
LTG.
comment or view his videos. And to give some perspective on how large this number really was, he had about 90,000 subscribers at the time, meaning that 1/10 of his possible
I
subscribers
will
would
take
belittle
a
him in
tenth
some
of
way.
that.
It was also around this time that he would receive his first paycheck after 7 months of being partnered with Machinima, and a hefty one at that, which would lead him to turn down a job offering from his previous employer, Mechlas. Moving on to 2011, with his newfound wealth, he will begin making plans for a weight loss surgery, and within the podcast, there will be the first mention of a weight loss boot camp for Wings.
Wings.
How do you think the weight loss boot camp goes, Brandon?
Fails horribly.
Pretty much.
You know that. Well, everybody knows that you've been considering. Is it laparoscopic surgery? I have that wrong.
Lap
the
band.
band surgery. Lap band
Lap
surgery.
band.
Thank you. Lap band surgery.
What I'm doing right now is I'm on a low carb diet, where I basically eat like a lot of eggs, chicken, and meat. But
You
I'm
know
going to the
what a
doctor.
diet
Sad.
needs in order to succeed?
Exercise, boy. Gotta get
Being
the exercise in.
physical. You can eat and eat. You're still eating calories that you're not burning away.
Well, you burn a certain amount of calories just existing.
But you're not burning enough to really make a change.
But what he's cutting out are carbs. He's not calorie counting. He's cutting out carbs. It's a different type of dieting. You still need exercise with diet, but he
Yeah.
might still lose a little bit of weight.
Not enough for it to matter.
Saturday. His name's Dr. Norman, and he's here in Myrtle Beach. And I'm basically going to be giving what you call a V12 shot. And what it is a shot they put into your stomach. It's a big old long needle. And it increases your metabolism. And there's a set of pills that go on there and just you kind of keep like perks you up and keeps your metabolism going, keeps your heart rate up to try to make your body a furnace full time to burn fat faster.
I'll tell you what you need, Wayne.
It sounds
You
really
need
unhealthy,
a
bro.
personal trainer.
I'm
A
just
Russian
saying, like,
personal trainer.
dude, why?
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Only I knew a guy.
exercise,
Yeah,
man.
Each Russian needs to be in it, and
You
he
need the
needs to be like
exercise.
whipping you from behind. You need to be like running up hills with that bad boy.
And 3 weeks later, a mention of a wilderness survival trip.
I heard someone wants to take a sleeping bag, a .22 rifle, and some flint to go survive out in the wilderness.
Magnesium. It's easier than flint.
Magnesium's the way to go.
At this time, things will be going pretty great for Wings, as in April this year, he will meet Shalene, his first serious girlfriend that he had met from the dating site Plenty of Fish, and will later have her and her 2 kids move out of her mom's house and into his modular
Yo, like, completely has nothing to do with either of these two. But I just want to point out, I like the layout of his kitchen, dude. I don't know, I like the weird window thing with the shelves across the top.
I just want to point out that is probably the worst name for a dating app.
Plenty of Fish. It's been around for a long time, dude.
I know.
trailer where Wings would support the entire family, as Wings had convinced Shalene to quit her job and find one closer to his trailer.
Oh, this is one of those,
but she never did. And a month after they met,
manufactured
he would be
homes.
browsing one of his local stores when he came across a donation box where the funds would go towards affording a hyperbaric oxygen treatment for a high school student suffering with cerebral palsy. And as the donation box had very little money donated to it, Wings felt that with his status, he could change that, and would contact the coordinators of this charity and promise them that he could get $10,000 if he uploaded a video for this cause. So he did, leaving a link in the description of this video where viewers could donate money towards the charity. And within 3 weeks, $8,000 had been raised, where Wings would donate the remaining $2,000 out of pocket. This, for the most part, would win over his founders, and he would seek out further charitable events that he could participate in. Though this love for him would not last long. And that's because of Painkiller Already, episode 67. Episode 67 had the highest ranked Call of Duty Zombies player at the time, the Cynic.
I just gotta say, we must get along decently enough, because we're almost to 500 episodes and we're still going. I'm still having fun. Are you still having fun?
And I'm starting to do solo streams.
Oh boy. You gonna stream tomorrow?
Oh.
Maybe?
Depends when I wake up.
I wouldn't mind listening to more of the music from that game.
Music's so good. On as a guest. At first, this podcast went like any other. They would open with strange yet comedic topics. But when it got to talking about Syndicate and its strategies in Call of Duty Zombies, an area that Wings had very little experience in, things got a bit heated, as Wings would begin to trivialize the zombie game mode and claim that the multiplayer game mode was superior due to there being players to compete against and not AI.
That is the only version of Call of Duty I ever played when I was in high school. Son of a bitch, there it goes again. Hold on. We gotta fix this piece of shit. Where is it? It's it's the LG hub thing.
Oh no, it's the low tier hub.
Piece of freaking shit, dude!
So what I'm gathering is this guy has no self-esteem.
Well, yeah, obviously, Brandon.
Like, every time it's something he's not confident in, he just gets defensive.
Also claimed that he was a superior Zombies player, even with his little experience in the game mode, and that he could easily compete with the Syndicate project. But as the realization came in that they could easily set this up, he would attempt to stop it while keeping his pride intact.
This moment
by
in
such
his
a competition
career is,
to
I
last
think,
for
where
hours,
things really
something
started
not
to take a
viable for a
downhill turn.
podcast.
Call of Duty 4, in my opinion, it was the easiest to do well on.
It's like crushing my game that I love. Like,
I could
get beat down by really good players.
I personally myself, I am a very good player on the stick.
And you know what else? He's modest.
There's no reason to be humble. It's like, I know I'm a good player. My stats prove it.
See,
I'm just gonna say this: you're talking to a guy who's probably 4 times the multiplayer than you are.
Yeah,
Nothing is worse than when you talk mad shit and then get your fucking ass spanked, dude. Nothing is worse. It's just like it's swallow a big fucking dick.
Do you know what my favorite instance of that is?
Oh boy, let's hear it, boy. Let's hear it.
When low tier challenged that nerd.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Viscount.
Yeah, and got absolutely fucking crushed.
Yeah, he got bodied, and then he was all butthurt and fucking pouty about it.
And he couldn't do anything.
Right.
Because he just stood there.
No
he didn't tower over the guy.
I bet you right.
Player you are.
I bet you right now I could get on Zombies and stay toe for toe with Tom and not even know the fucking map.
Let's stream.
You know why?
Oh, let's do it.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Why? You know why I can do this? Because I use my brain. I think, well, where's my back at?
Oh yeah, let's show it.
That's why.
I'm not about to go. I'm not about to get on
the
to play 6 hours.
What? You are not going to play 6
That
hours.
is-
anyway.
How are you
That
gonna
is-
talk shit?
And after
That
the
is
game,
the-
which
be like,
was a
nah,
superior
nah, I
game mode,
can't do
they
That
that.
is
settled
the
for-
insecure fallacy right there. I am great. I am grand. I could wreck you all in this game. And then it goes to, okay, well, got my controller. Let's go. And they're like, oh, well, I would, but I got a dinner date.
I can't right now. I haven't had my 13th cheeseburger covered in Wendy's chili.
I got a dinner date to go to. Goodbye.
Off to KFC we go.
Oh, that's the insecurity fallacy right there, and I love it.
Like, dude, I'm not a skinny guy, but Jesus Christ. You know.
duo and multiplayer instead, which was of course Wings' area of expertise, where he would select the map and the choice of weapons that was to be used.
So this is going to be weighted heavily in his favor.
and he's still going.
So he should win this. He does not.
I
He would also
know.
have one
Spoiler
round with
alert.
another
I
member
can
of
see the writing
podcast
on
while
the
Syndicate
wall.
was setting up his Xbox, and once everything was set, the match would begin. With Wings scoring the first few kills, and it seemed things were going in his favor, until he started dying, several times in a row. This made things much more difficult for Wings, as his strategy consisting of staying in one spot and camping would no longer work. Now being that the game was timed, he had to leave his camping spot to aggressively rush Syndicate in hopes to tip the scale before the time ran out, though this had very little success. And with each additional death, Wings would get ever more furious, until the tension of his silence was interrupted by a loud thump.
You know, like commentator showdown goes on. I knew that was a tough lobby to do well in, but I was there. Wings, did you spawn in?
I broke my controller.
You broke your control.
I've never been that mad.
There is one game in the history of video gaming that has made me that mad. Do you know what game it is?
No.
Mario Kart Double Dash.
So there's one game that made me the angriest I've ever been. Never angry enough to break my controller, but
Was it Beauty and the Beast?
it was Beauty and the Beast.
For Sega Genesis?
Because of that ending scene.
The fucking notification in the top right.
I have tatas wants to chat. But, like, Beauty and the Beast, I will bring that up every time we talk about raging, because I don't think I've ever been so angry.
Yeah, that's a legendary moment. When we eventually do, I think that's what we're gonna do for 1,000 subs. By the way, we're going to put together a top 20 or top 50 moments from the Gathering Hall, from all the episodes.
That's like number 5.
So we'll have to go through and pick out some moments.
That might
Yeah, the one-hit kill on Knowing Rocks. That was pretty funny too.
See, that was annoying, but nothing drives you so aggravating as fighting Gaston in the cheapest way because he's an asshole. And then
He runs like a little bitch the whole time. It's so
Man.
annoying.
jumping, like, the only thing you can think of is jumping down, and you jump down, and you hear the death animation after that long-ass game of bullshit.
After I had just done the same thing and died.
It was just
Right?
so
Because you gotta
much-
remember that happened
Yeah.
right before that. I died.
But the whole game was just such bullshit near the end of it. It was so just dumb. Ugh.
Roller.
That was a frustrating game.
Oh, Wings, I think
Oh, don't
Days.
suck. Fucking back.
What? What are we talking about? Oh, that must be from Lion King. I know what he's talking about. Never mind.
Yeah, we've all been there, man.
Or is that
You.
Beauty and Beast?
Me?
I don't remember.
Why the fuck you stream that shit?
It
Again,
was your idea.
let's
It should-
point this out.
All right, dude. Let's point it out. Let's hear it.
So he chose the game,
Chose the game.
chose the
chose
game
the
mode,
map. Chose the weapons.
chose the map, chose the weapon, lost horribly, might I add, broke his controller, and is getting mad at them for streaming, right? But it
Yes.
was his idea to stream it, to
Yes.
prove them that he is better than them.
Correct.
So
See, if he wasn't such a narcissist, you would just be like, "Oh, damn, took the fucking win. Guess I'm not as good as I thought I was."
right?
Golly
Like-
gee goodness.
I thought I was better until I started fighting against Sebi. And I
It should be
realized
noted that right
the
after the live
gap.
stream had ended, Wings
Because
will
like when
threaten
you watch
Syndicate's
like
life.
people fight online, you just watch people playing. You're like, oh, I could have avoided that.
And then you get your ass whooped. by
And then
that
you
same
fight someone
person.
like Sebi, and you're just like, oh, I get it now.
This was for some their turning point for Wings of Redemption. Some people even going as far
Some of the
as
stuff
to
Sebi
re-upload
does,
the
though, is
entire
kind of
match,
on the
and
cheap
others
side.
highlighting specific sections, such as
Yeah.
Wings breaking his controller. This would become one of the most memorable
Like, have
moments
you
in the
not
Call of
seen
Duty
like
community.
Palutena?
That same
yeah, I
day,
have.
he would
That's
upload a
like
video
those
trying to
air
defend his
combos.
actions, which only brought more attention to
Oh,
the
look
match.
at that dislike
His
ratio.
following videos would get mass
Oh,
dislikes,
man, this
where
is
the
back when
dislikes
we
well
had that.
outnumber the likes,
I have a
and a
plug-in,
good
dude.
portion of
So
the
do
comments
I.
would be a reference to the
It
match.
shouldn't have
Even
been
the few
taken away.
live
Hey,
streams
it's
that he did
broken
on
again.
Justin TV would be clipped and recorded, as he would have outbursts of rage,
Yeah, look
not
at that
unlike
face.
what happened during the match with Syndicate.
There you
There would
go.
also
Clip
be
that
an attempt
one.
of a rematch
I don't
where
even
someone
know
had
what face
offered
that is, but
$5,000
clip
to the
it.
victor. Wings would then contact Syndicate, asking him to take a dive for a share of the money. But
about to have
Syndicate
you
would
just
decline
plug
the
a different
match,
fucking
and this
camera in, bro.
conversation will later be leaked by Syndicate. Jordy, I got a deal with you. I got Alki David willing to put up 5,000 USD. Syndicate, ... Jordy, you get 3,000, I get 2,500, but I have to come out on top. 2,000. Sounds like a good deal, or want no part of it. Syndicate, no, not at all. I'm not taking part of that. Jordy, it's
So
free
he's
money.
trying to rig it
Syndicate,
to make himself
I'd rather
look
earn
good.
my money.
Is that what I'm
Jordy,
hearing?
Well, I need this kind of money. I don't make $2,500 a day. Syndicate, it's regardless of the money. You want to come out on top on the situation. You just made it 10 times worse. Jordy, I got a family to feed, so money is a big deal to me. You said you wanted to bury the hatchet.
Wait,
what
hold
better
on.
way? You
I'm
both need
confused
money,
about this
and I beat you like
conversation.
1 kill in game.
What?
So he's offering $2,000 if they fix.
He is saying
He got Alki David willing to put up $5,000. You get 3,000. I get 25, but he meant 2,000. But I have to come out on top, right? So he's saying that he wants the $2,000 from Aki, from David.
I have a feeling that nobody actually is offering this money. He's just trying to basically pay him off.
But he's like, I need this kind of money. I don't make 25K a day.
I think he's just trying to pay him off. I don't think there's anybody actually offering him any money here. He's making all this other shit up, I think.
He has the but let's just say he has the money. So he's just like, David won't pay unless you rig the match for me.
David doesn't exist. Take David out of the equation.
I'm just saying.
You're reading this from the perspective of Tom. Read this from the perspective of Jordy.
No, Tom is the one.
No, Tom's not offering the money.
I know.
He's trying to pay Tom off.
I know.
I don't understand what you're confused about.
I get what you're saying, which is that Jordy doesn't actually have 5K. He just wants to pay Tom off so he can prove he's superior.
So he can save face.
Yeah, I understand that. What I'm saying is if this was true.
Oh, okay.
Like,
you didn't make that very clear.
That's what I was trying to say is if it was true, then it would be it would just not make sense in the context either.
Yeah.
Game 5. It's $1,000 to lose a game you're not expected to win. I'd figured I'd offer it. Syndicate. No wings. You blew up big style. Syndicate has left. Though still, over the course of 2 months, the fallout of the match would gradually slow down, where things would almost revert to how they were before, and things for Wings were still going fairly well. He was earning over $10,000 a month from his machinima contract, and used a large portion of that to...
Holy shit, Brandon! $10,000 a month!
I'll take that, and I won't be a scumbag with it.
God! Yeah, I won't be buying... How much did he spend on hookers? $500,000 or something fucking dumb like that?
Wasn't it like $1 million?
What a fucking idiot.
It was like $900,000, right?
I don't know. No, I actually think it was like $250,000. It was like $250,000. Enough to pay his fucking house off.
Yeah.
Stupid
On
ass.
hookers over. Again, we did the math and it doesn't add up. So.
Yeah, and then the stupid fucking idiot has the balls to make videos being all like, "Oh man, I'm so rich."
No, I need money.
And then he makes another one where he's like, "Yeah, now I'm broke. I need money." Like, no, fuck you, dude. Fucking idiot.
I don't care about.
I'm not responsible for you being irresponsible.
I don't care about your
money.
meat apron.
Oh, Brandon, why'd you bring up the meat apron?
Provide for his girlfriend and her children. That was
Think
until
Wings has
they
a
broke
meat
up on
apron?
March 8th of 2012.
Huh?
But we would later find out he had spent an
Sorry, I was paying
estimated
attention
80.
to him breaking up with his girlfriend.
Do
Which
you
I saw that happening a mile away.
Do you think Wings has a meat apron?
Probably.
Ew.
$1,000 to support
I don't
them,
know if he calls
as
it
over the
that.
course of the relationship, he would purchase an SUV for her to drive, pay rent, utilities, pay for her daughter's dance lessons, and various other amenities. But 5 months after this, he would begin seeing Brandy, a woman he had met again on Plenty of Fish. Though, he will be more cautious about spending money on her because his channel began to stagnate at 400,000 subscribers, and as he began getting lower view counts, consequently, his paychecks would also get smaller. He would begin looking for a new form of content, and what he ended up deciding was long-form content, where instead of uploading several low-effort videos a day, he would take his time editing long-form high-quality videos. And the trial run for this was his 100 million total views celebration video. It would take him 3 days of editing to put this together. But due to its poor editing and failure to portray a clear narrative, it would well underperform and would get the same amount of views as any other video. He would then go onto Twitter, where he would tweet about ending his life and
Oh, the good old days. Look how inviting and just pleasant the Twitter logo and naming conventions
Now it's
are.
literally an icon that says no.
Right? Now, like,
it blocks you off.
X is everywhere. Everywhere in the world, X is viewed as, like, either a bad thing or, like, a sexual thing.
No, there's one situation you're not thinking of.
10. That's the
No.
only situation where.
X marks the spot on the treasure map.
how difficult being him was. Many content creators would chime in on this, the most memorable being El Presador, who would call out Wings for falsely threatening to commit suicide, something that Wings had done many times before. Wings would respond by tweeting, quote,
You have
"I've
nothing
got
to
a
say
lot
to
of
that
guns,
one?
El Presador, and if I decide to kill myself, I'm taking you with me," unquote. Keemstar would then uncover
Dude, you
this
probably
and
shouldn't
bring
say that,
Wings of
dude.
Redemption and several other commentators onto his
Probably not a good
podcast.
idea.
No,
where it would turn
that's
into a
probably not a
sort of
good idea.
intervention for Wings.
Wings, it's been kind of been you.
Yeah,
versus
thank
the
you,
world
Banner Frit.
tonight.
No, it's always me versus the world, dude. It's been like that. For the
I
last
didn't
3 years of
argue.
my
I just
career.
moved
I'm pretty-
on.
The world then.
I'm pretty much, Scarface of the YouTube community. I'm the bad guy. I'm the camper. I'm everything that personifies everything bad.
Say that, Wings. You were the Scarface of the YouTube community.
Wings, why do
No,
you?
you're the
okay,
clown
listen,
right now.
Wings.
Is that Keemstar?
Sometimes we as
He looks like such a dillweed. Yes. Oh my God.
human beings, we just have to
That's
look
amazing.
down when things are tough and look at what we have. I know I'm sounding like a Hallmark card
What
right
do
now.
I have, Keemstar? I have a night full of drama. I have El Presador trying to get big off me by threatening to put the FBI in me. I have one of the biggest channels in the gaming on YouTube trying to shut me down
about what you
while
just-
I'm having one of the worst months of my fucking life. What do I have?
Wings, think about what you just said. You said that you have El Presador trying to get big off of you. Now,
Is there another
do you
camera
really
over there?
No.
Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that?
El Presador's a fucking leech. That's
No,
what
no,
he
no. But what I'm saying is, if El Presador is really just trying to get big off you, that is an awesome thing. That's a compliment.
It's
isn't
not
it?
an awesome thing. It hits you all at once, dude. Have you ever? Well, you probably have.
But you gotta look at it glass half full, glass half empty. You have so much, and people in this community, look up to you. All right, they do. They do. People in the community actually look up to Wings. Wings has been around for forever, and as much as people battle with you, people do respect you. And admire you. Look at how many people tune into PKA. No offense to Woody, but if you were out of it, it'd be probably like half the people there. You know what I mean? You gotta
Or it
think
just
about
wouldn't exist
what you
anymore, which
have.
is what I think
you
ended
put
up
Life
happening.
Advice videos, and people actually listen. They take your advice. Sometimes you just have to look at your life, look at what you have. I've had so many different hats that I put on. Where you Wings, you've kind of just.
I
been
hope
the
he
same
puts his
guy
other
for,
hats
like,
on
5
better than he's
years.
putting that hat
You know
on.
what I mean? Maybe
I like what you're
it's
doing
time
down there,
to
Brandon.
reinvent
I
yourself
get the idea. I
and
get the
and
joke.
the reason why I say this.
Don't change, but reinvent yourself.
Yeah, because you uploaded the video and you were like, I don't
It's
know
just
what to do
slightly
with my
off
channel
center on
anymore.
his head.
Like,
It's
if I
so
get drama, you know, I get
like-
views,
it's like
but
the-
if I
like-
just upload a
hold on,
gameplay, I only
this
get
would be
10,000.
normal.
So maybe,
And
maybe
his is
there
like
needs to be a Wings
that.
talk show. Maybe there needs to be a Wings in real life thing. Maybe there needs to be something different, like reinvent yourself, you know?
Okay.
After this
Team starts
podcast,
off.
Wings would not take the advice of his colleagues and continue to upload the same style of content with a slight increase of his vlog videos. But his decreasing viewer count wouldn't be the only problem, as come January 2013,
I wish I was
Machinima
getting
would abruptly
4,000 to
drop him
3,000
from the
views a
network,
video.
and instead of partnering directly with
We're lucky
YouTube
to get
because he
10.
feared the lack of support that such a massive company would
I'm
have,
happy if I'm
he instead
streaming and I
opted
see
with
one
partnering with
person in the
full-screen
chat.
entertainment at a much
Hey,
lower pay than Machinima
Benefrit!
offered, and possibly due to his lack of motivation, his video upload
We're not
would
even
slow down.
seeing,
Instead of
Stream
uploading 3
Elements
videos a
anymore.
day, he will now upload
Stream
one,
Elements is
or on
noped.
occasion one every 3 days, which would cause his monthly views to dip from an average of 3 million in 2012
Hey,
to
yeah, I'd rather have
1.5 million in
loyalty
June.
than views.
It was this month that Brandon would break up with him, prompting the creation of this now deleted video.
Was he
I
the
can't
first?
afford to go get another girlfriend because I can't afford to take people out right now because I'm pretty much making no money every month. The red.
I didn't want to make this video.
This is why. This is why I bitch on Twitter all the time. This is why people see me as a sad person.
So, I guess I'm going to be a cold-hearted person for saying this, but you reap what you sow. He did this to himself. Not only did he spend countless of hundreds of thousands of dollars on his first girlfriend and her daughter, bought her an SUV, dance lessons, but he's taken his popularity that he has and just crushed it himself. He built up a house and then blew up the structure of it. And then he's like, oh man, I'm so broke. I don't know how it happened. Can't piece it together. I'm the villain. So then he's acting like he's a fucking victim. So I don't know about you, but I don't feel bad for him. Not at all.
Damn. Brandon is being savage and spitting venom tonight.
I just feel so alone.
He would then create the one of many videos talking about how he wants to quit YouTube and go back to school, and how he doesn't like making videos for YouTube nor playing Call of Duty, and the only reason he does it is for money. With his podcast co-host seeing this, they would continue to try to find ways to rejuvenate his channel, which then prompted the proposition for the FPS Bootcamp. FPS Kyle invites Wings over to his house and offers to be his personal trainer for 30 days, with the end goal being to lose 50 pounds
What's that in
and
the
create a
background?
mini-series of
Where at?
Like where his head is. It's waving.
videos all recorded and edited by Kyle.
He has antennas, dude! I don't know what it is, but it's bothering me.
He has antenna! What the fuck is
To be
that?
uploaded to Wings of Redemption, where to Kyle's surprise,
I don't
Wings
know,
would agree
but
to
I
do
don't know if that's coming through on if you guys can see that or not because this video's being compressed again.
Oh, wait. He was slowly moving.
Hold
What
on.
is it?
We can go frame by frame, right?
I can see the fat Pikachu. I'm talking about the antennas of the base of his head.
PS Kyle invites Wings over to his house and offers to be his personal trainer for 30 days, with the end goal being to lose 50 pounds
It
and
looks like
create a
antennas.
mini-series of videos all recorded and edited
He
by
has
Kyle
antenna.
to be uploaded to Wings of Redemption,
don't
where
know
to
what it
Kyle's
is.
surprise, Wings would agree to do it. And to fund it, they set
have
up
no
an
idea.
Indiegogo fund that would end up raising upwards of $9,000.
I can't unsee the
This will be
antennas
spent
now.
on remodeling Kyle's
I'm
bathroom
sorry,
to
I point
accommodate
this shit out
Wings,
all the fucking
meals
time.
and
It's
equipment
just-
that was to be used,
What?
and the
It's
remaining
just something in
amount
the
to
background
hire a
going,
personal trainer for post-boot camp workouts. And after the date was set and the bathroom was remodeled, Wings would arrive to Kyle's residence on October 28, 2013, and will be...
I don't know how I feel about these people.
Why?
Because they seem like they're wanting to do good.
Yeah,
but
they're actually his friends.
But at the same time, he wants to move on with his life.
No, they're trying to help him lose weight and trying to help him figure out how to reinvigorate his channel. He doesn't actually want to move on with his life.
Okay, that's true.
They're trying to help him.
Placed on a 1,000 calorie a day diet. The workouts would begin the following day and consist of random activities that were meant to keep his heart rate up. And within the first 2 weeks of this, he had lost 25 pounds, though he would feel that he hit a plateau and want to quit. So that week on PKA, after discussing this will become a kind of intervention where the host would cite the newfound support of his fans and how his channel had seen a tremendous growth with the bootcamp videos he's been uploading.
We've got all these people here trying to help you.
Is there another port?
I'm gonna get a different camera.
It's because we unplugged that capture card.
Wouldn't be a Gathering Hall live stream without a bunch of technical difficulties. Brandon looks like somebody just shot his dog.
Or I am just depressed right now, so.
Alright. Oh, the color on that is terrible. Holy shit. Oh, that's so
And it's glitching.
bad. Huh? What?
You didn't see it?
No. No, it's that camera! Plug the other one back in. Oh my god, plug the other one back in right now. I forgot about that.
There's a reason
Throw that piece of shit away, dude.
There's a reason we stopped using this one. Maybe you just need to unplug, put something else in, and plug back
Try
in.
plugging that in somewhere else, like in the back.
Like, is there a spot in the back?
Yeah, a bunch. I've unplugged a bunch of stuff.
I can't see. Is this one?
Hopefully that's that. We can continue this now.
We're smashing our heads.
We're working on hour 2 of you telling me the same thing.
Well, when are you going to
I
get
know,
it
it's sad.
into your dumbass skull that we are trying to help you? There are tens of thousands of people out there that are rooting for you, and all you can do is sit there and say, can't be bothered.
So he would continue onward and losing over 20 pounds, where he would then leave to attempt
Yeah,
to
dude,
schedule with his family.
he's a large
He would
guy.
then begin taking walks to maintain his weight, and once all the Indiegogo money had gone through, he would then hire Drew, a personal trainer that would help him with lifestyle changes and would somewhat befriend him. But this will not last so long. Now in 2014, Drew had been hired by a local gym where he had grandfathered in his clients, but shortly after, he would be fired from the gym for breaking gym protocol by sleeping with one of his clients, leaving Wings without a personal trainer as Drew was trying to figure out what direction to take. And meanwhile on PKA, while talking about survival shows such as Man vs. Wild and Survivor Man, the idea of a 5-day wilderness survival trip will come to fruition, with the attending members being Wings, Woody, Kyle, and another member of the podcast known as Lefty. But Lefty will be quick to back out before the plans were...
What do you think about doing something like that?
No. Bad idea.
You want to go on like a 5-day wilderness trip with me?
Not at this juncture. Maybe if we get more people, but not at this juncture.
We could record it.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a GoPro. We could just get a couple batteries and a couple battery banks.
Not at this juncture. That would be like a higher sub goal.
10,000 sub goal. Let's go. We get 10,000 subs.
Once we're like fully in, if we can get to the point where this is our like job and you know we can do this full time, that's when we can start doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like bathing in 100 pounds of the world's hottest chocolate bar.
Fuck that! Oh my god! You'd have to wrap your stuff. Because if you got any of that chocolate in the hole, oh my god, it would be like flames.
Go to the hospital. What happened? 9 million Scoville.
Right to the pee hole.
Set in stone, quoting to Wings insulting him and essentially calling him a coward. And on March 28th, while talking on PKA, they had set the Uwharrie Wilderness in North Carolina as the location, and set the date from April 14th to the 18th. Though through this conversation, our reluctant Wings would attempt to seemingly
It didn't work.
find any excuse to cancel a trip.
I
But
looked
with the
up and the
encouragement of
camera was
Woody and
going,
Kyle, he had agreed to the day of the trip.
Well, my birthday's April 21st, and I am not going any time before that.
He sounds.
Wait, why?
His voice
I've
sounds
never heard of
familiar
anyone
to me, and I
being
can't
celebrating a birth
put
month
it
before.
on something.
Whoever heard of a birth
Maybe
month?
women.
My
birthday is May 9th.
First off, I still need to practice.
22nd.
Like, I mean, like, I don't have all my stuff. My boots are in the mail. I don't even have pants.
Look, we're talking about doing this in 17 days, 18 days from now. That's what we just talked about.
Amazon Prime.
And you're like, my boots are still in the mail, man. I've got to get more skills.
I was always under
How
the
did they
impression
not
it was gonna be...
know that he was gonna fucking bail out on this?
Yeah.
Beginning of May.
Dude, let's do this. Let's do this. April 14th, don't say no. Don't puss out. Don't be a sissy. Don't
Why
be
can't
a
we do
loser. Be a winner. Make a thing happen.
Why are you against May?
You want to live an extraordinary... Because May is the distant future. You want to live an extraordinary life. You want to do extraordinary things. Then you find out how to make
Brandon's
them go.
just not going to be on camera
Painkiller
tonight,
already
guys.
subreddit.
I'm
And
tired
they're
of
like,
fucking
man,
with
a
it.
lot of these guys would really like to do this. A lot of,
now I
man,
can do
I would like
whatever
to
I
do this thing.
want.
There's a reason not a lot of people do this. And it's because they're wired to figure out reasons
You're
why
gonna
they
tangle
can't
your
do it.
cord.
Why they
I'm not
shouldn't
gonna
do
I'm
it.
not backing out. I'm the last person who's going to back out.
Each of the attendants will begin making videos to hype up the survival trip and bring more exposure to it. They would present the gear they were going to bring and explain its
pretty
uses,
high-tech
as
sheet.
well as showcasing
Oh my
the
God, they
talents
have
and
the pee
techniques they had picked
filter!
up in preparation for the trip.
What?
But when it came to Wings,
Go back!
they had purchased very little compared to the other two, and preparation
Reddit. There's a
and making videos to
Stop!
hype up the
Last
Go,
person's
go.
going to back out.
So, no, keep
Each of
going.
the attendants will begin
Right
making
there.
videos to hype up the survival
God damn it!
can't do it. Why they shouldn't do
I'm
it.
not back.
Yeah, you can't just
Yeah,
hold it
the last-
anymore because it doubles the speed.
Person's going to back out.
Each of the
I mean, you can see it right there. That blue thing.
Life straw.
Yeah.
will begin making videos to hype
You know
up the
what you-
survival
you
trip
could
and
use
bring
to,
more
like,
exposure to it. They would present the gear they were
filter
going
out
to
your
bring
urine.
and explain its uses, as well as showcasing the talents and techniques
I
they had
had,
picked
like, a
up in
20-minute
preparation for the
debate
trip.
with
But
my
when it came
boss
to
over
Wings, he had
drinking
purchased very
urine in a
little compared to
survival
the other two,
situation.
and preparation videos had very little
Doesn't
in
work.
terms of
I know it
information
doesn't.
or how he had been
They're
preparing
like,
for the trip.
Bear
And
Grylls
as
did
April
it. I
13th
said,
rolled over,
and?
both Woody and Kyle would begin driving to a town located near the wilderness area, and while on the road, Kyle would call Wings to check if he had arrived. Where in Kyle's surprise, Wings would state he was not going. He then calls Woody to try to convince Wings, but with no luck, as Wings had come to the conclusion that he was not going to attend 2 days before, but had failed to inform anyone.
Alright, so I don't know, we were about 40 miles in earlier, now we are
Here, plug that thing up.
162 miles into this trip, and I texted Wings of Redemption, and I said, I'm not gonna, pretty much verbatim, I said, hey buddy, are we still on for tomorrow? Because keep in mind it's 11 p.m. right now. We're supposed to meet at the bait shop at 8:30 a.m. So 9 hours from right now. And I also included and also, do you have everything you need? Because I've got extras of a lot of things. And his response was basically, I'm not coming.
Do you know how fucking mad I would have been?
Right. Spend all that money.
All that time, all that planning just to have this fucking lazy
And
fat
you're already
douchebag
halfway
back
there.
out. Yeah, and you're on your way there. Hours driving and you're on your way there.
And he's just like,
I'm not going.
feel like it.
He will then go on to upload 2 videos addressing why he did not go, with his excuses being that due to his weight he would drag the party down, and the trip itself was dangerous as all members had very little wilderness survival experience. with the second video being titled, Why Do You Never Apologize?, where he explains just that. Both videos would have their dislike bar disabled and would be bombarded with comments rebutting his argument and excuses.
So this is something I've never thought about.
What?
They completely got rid of the dislike thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they could just disable it themselves.
Yeah.
So why get rid of it?
Because they found that when people they mass disliked stuff, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
For Kyle and Woody, they would only spend one day in the wilderness before Kyle became violently ill, possibly through the intake of lake water. So they would return home one day after arrival, where then the existing members of the podcast would vote to kick Wings off due to his lack of commitment. And yet again, Wings would be condemned for his actions, with many viewers unsubscribing from his channel and leaving a sizable amount of dislikes on his future videos.
Yeah, he's
He
only
would
got
then,
400,000
almost exactly
now.
1 month later, begin Walking 365, a video series where in an attempt to maintain his weight, would walk 4 miles daily while recording it. He would progressively win over his viewer base as he seemed committed to this venture. That was, until day 79, where he had a moment of weakness and had gained 6 pounds over the course of a week. But not all was bad, as 8 days later, Drew had contacted him and offered to train him
Losing
for free,
weight is hard.
which he would gladly accept. And he would take him on not so much as a personal trainer, but sort of a friend and a lifestyle coach. Now 2015, along with his traditional content, he will begin to upload videos of him working out with Drew, and seeing how Jordy interacted with a friend instead of a random person online did shine a different light on him and brought the best of his personality out. As for the community interaction, his viewers almost unanimously adored Drew, since he had a good impact on Jordy's life and they had great chemistry together. He would also rarely post on YouTube as he was beginning to transition to Twitch, and through his streams, we learned that he was still struggling both mentally and physically.
Twitch, man. I tried. Like, we streamed on Twitch for a little bit before.
Well, we streamed on both.
Well, no, before we started this channel as a live streaming channel, I started off on Twitch. The first couple streams we did were on Twitch, and then that didn't work out, so I deleted that channel, and then I converted the old channel that we had into this one, and we did the Metroid playthrough.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, I don't know, there's just something about Twitch. I just don't like Twitch as much.
By the way, his face right there.
So let's see, Wings. His highs are nice and high, right? He's working with Drew. He's enjoying weightlifting, which is a cool thing. He hasn't really enjoyed any workout prior to that. He, I guess that's it. Those are his highs. On the on the downside, his financial situation continues to head worse, right? Like, and he stopped working basically. So he, his job, of course, is to make YouTube videos. And what has he made? Like maybe 3 in the last month?
Yeah, he's living off his savings.
So he's gaining weight, he's losing money, and he was on a Twitch stream. So as we say this is maybe like 5 days ago, guessing. He said his plan was still to keep doing what he's doing until he runs out of money, and then not murder himself.
Okay.
Suicide. That's what I'm looking for. And then he was going to kill himself.
A few months after this, we will learn he stopped his workout sessions with Drew, and due to all his failings, he will not begin 2016 strong. Where he would once average 50,000 views a video, he was now getting 1/10 of that. He would also be back up to 450 pounds, the same weight he was prior to the FPS bootcamp. We would also see the small buildup of trolls around his channel starting this year, kicking it off with this semi-viral clip.
I had 600, or I had almost 700 on the COD remaster, man. Like, I hate Call of Duty. I fucking hate it. It ruined my life.
This is a man who is not happy with his life.
No.
Over the course of a year, more of these would surface.
And
Twitch was now...
We could have fallen into that trap.
What do you mean?
We have to think of it like this. He's still playing Call of Duty. Even though it's something he absolutely despises in a way. Because it is what caused his thing.
I know where you're going with this.
He can't move on from that because that's what his viewers expect.
Which is why we are a variety stream.
Which is why we refuse to just play
That's
Minecraft,
That's why we
Smash
do
Brothers.
these discussion halls. That's why we do gameplay streams. That's why we don't stick with one type of game. That's why I want to do some IRL streaming too. Like we've done a few of the driving streams. When now I don't have as much free time, I can't do a bunch of extra stuff. But yeah, variety streaming is the way to go. In my opinion, I know it's not for everybody in terms of the viewing audience, but just to be stuck doing one thing all the time, dude. Fuck that.
Also, why I'm going to start trying to do some solo streams so we can get other content into this that he doesn't like. Like
Such as card games like Magic, right?
I don't know about that.
No, hear me out, dude.
I am very much a casual when it comes to Magic.
Well, there's games you play online, right?
I have played Arena, Magic Arena. I have played Master Duel, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! There is an online Yu-Gi-Oh! Simulator that I play.
Yeah, dude, you can play some of that shit. Maybe there's some people in the community that might enjoy playing that with you.
You know what? If we get to that point where people are like, yeah, I'll do that, and I'll have fun doing casual things, sure. But do you want me to tell you what's going to happen if I just go online and start playing right now?
What's that?
You'll have a 30-minute if it's Yu-Gi-Oh, you'll have a 30-minute combo where it's just do this, to do that, to do that, to do that, to do this, that does that, this, that. Okay, I pass my turn. Okay, I play a card, negate. I play a card, negate. I play a card, negate. Oh, and this makes it where you can't do that. That is Yu-Gi-Oh! In a nutshell. Competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I hate it.
Maybe not.
His primary source of income, where he was earning an estimated $5,000 a month. And with
That's
this
still
money,
good money,
he
dude.
announced that he'll begin to save up for a weight loss surgery
Yeah.
in Mexico. And depending on which surgery he would pick, the trip, the hotel, and the recovery process will cost him an estimated $8,000, which was his earning goal. And because he was streaming more often to make money for the surgery, the amount of clips of Wings losing his temper would grow exponentially, with the first large rage compilation being released on August of 2017 by user 6Ms. This will bring a lot more attention to Wings, and in turn, more viewers for his
Have we
streams that
ever
came from other
raged
communities,
on
such as
stream?
those of Chris Chan and Darkside Phil, where the outrageousness of the
I have never... I don't know if in like one that I haven't been on.
Maybe
you have.
Elden Ring you may have.
I've never
During
raged.
You got
I
close.
got heated.
I threw a controller once, I think.
I've never no, you got so angry at
Personalities will become a
Elden
source-
Ring. I left because you were so fucking pissed. I remember that, and then
Yeah.
and then you walked into that fucking court thing, and it just the fucking rat, and you're just
Yeah, I remember.
like I got heated during the stupid ass fucking astrological bug monster, and then proceeding to the dragon you can't lock onto on like its body. It's the legs that you lock onto.
spectacle, and for the most part, made them an easy target to troll for a reaction. And so they did, by doing what Wings hated the most. And that was joining a session and team killing, which on November 15th would produce this clip that would again go viral and would give his streams mass attention.
Again,
I don't know when I'll stream again.
it's because
I really need to make
he's
this
locked
fucking money.
himself.
I really wanted to get this fucking surgery, man. I've wanted it so fucking bad. I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man. All I wanted to do was, like, I was fucking lonely. I wanted to just stream and have a good time, man. Have a good game.
Jesus Christ, buddy. Dude, if you're to that point, you really got to step back and reevaluate
Yeah.
how you're living
And
your life.
That, and again, if something is not if you're not enjoying something, and if people are taking advantage of that, in your opinion, then do something else. This is, again, I hate to keep going back to this, but this is why we don't just do one thing. Like, we could just be a Smash streamer and get probably, because, I mean, we get the most views when we do a Smash stream. I don't know why.
It's also not, for me anyways, it's not all about the views either. You
Oh,
know?
I know, but I'm just saying, if we want to do it just for the views to potentially get the money, that's what we would do, because we get the most views out of it.
Yeah.
We get so many views Well, so many views. We get like
5 people.
we get like no, it's more like 20.
Yeah, we've never had 20 at once. I don't think.
During our tournaments, we probably do.
I don't remember.
But it doesn't matter. We
A
get
day
like
later
quintuple
would
the
be the birth of
views
Sean
we get
Rankin,
normally.
the most
but
successful
we would end up like this guy. Eventually,
channel,
we would.
or as Wings likes to call them, troll channel. And with his first video, and over the course of a couple months, he would have accumulated over 1.3 million views, far surpassing even Wings' top viewed video. This birthed many memes from his livestream, or rather triggers, such as Real Talk.
Like, why are you doing this to me? Real talk, why?
Look Here, Listen.
This is my nightmare, Brandon.
Look here! Look, listen!
What? What's your name?
Appearing offline does not fucking stop it. So stop giving fucking advice you know nothing about.
That eventually something so stupid is going to happen on one of our streams that is going to get clipped, is going to blow up, and that's what I'm going to be known for the rest of my life.
See,
like somebody else I know.
I think you have to look at it in the way of you can let that moment define your life, like Wings of Redemption is here, or you can just acknowledge it happened and move on. If people bring it up, you make jokes about it.
What was that one live streamer who got caught dumping hot wax on his penis?
I don't know.
And like shoving a banana in his asshole.
I don't know.
It wasn't Blippy, was it? No, that's the guy that that tried to be a shit porn,
but like
scat porn, fucking
the people
star or whatever.
People in this, people go to this one moment, and then their life freezes in that moment, and they have so much rage and resentment from that moment that it just builds and builds and builds.
Like the May 1st burst.
And so,
we gotta keep going, dude.
reason.
I gotta go to bed here really soon.
Wilson, I don't talk to anybody. Quit asking me about my motherfucking life. You ask me about my life one more goddamn time, you get the permaban.
Dude, low
We're at the point where if you mention Fortnite, you get banned. Ban Lardmuff, by the way. You're supposed to ban anybody that wants to sit here and criticize my skill. No,
this
ban
is just
Star
low
Wars
tier.
24, dude. I don't suck at World War II either. Shock Steve. Alright. Shock Steve, here it is. I'm going to download Fortnite, Shock Steve. If I don't reach 520 subscribers within 2 hours, I'm perma-banning you. Ban anybody that knows what I said.
Finger sniffing. His love for
I know
Wings
that was
Chili,
taken
and
out of
various others
context,
that would garner
but
attention in
still.
the following months. As for the progression of his surgery, he had chosen the gastric sleeve surgery, a surgery that removes 85% of the stomach, leaving about 4 ounces of food to be consumed at any given time. And in order to travel to Mexico, he would need a long-form version of his birth certificate, which would take 6 to 8 weeks to arrive. Though many viewers and content creators saw this as him trying to delay the surgery or him trying to make excuses as to not get the surgery.
Nah, dude, getting legal documentation like this fucking sucks. Anytime you have to get legal documentation, it takes fucking forever.
One of these people being Keemstar, which Wings has had a long history starting back in 2010 after a dispute they had on Keem's podcast when pretending to go off air. Wings would somewhat threaten him by doxing.
Oh, I got you here, DJ. Can we stop recording now?
Yeah, we're done.
All right. Well, I got you here, DJ Keemstar. I'll run some stuff by you. Is your P.O. Box 148 Holland, New York 14080?
That's correct. That's correct.
Is your street address York 140809702?
That's incorrect. That's incorrect.
All right.
I don't give my personal where I live at. I don't give that out.
Is your girlfriend named Melissa R. Flack?
Yes, she is.
Is her phone number 716-58263?
Okay. Can I ask you why you're trying to get my personal information?
I'm just trying to see how much of this is correct, because I gave some of this information to Fisticuffs.
You gave my personal information to Fisticuffs?
And later when Wings was doing Walking 365, Keemstar tried to expose Wings for walking less that he claimed, later leading to Wings saying on livestream that he wishes death upon Keemstar.
And I've
You know what's
seen
crazy?
how terrible of a person he
Keemstar
could
and
be.
Wings are
I'm
actually
dead serious.
working
Like, if
together
somebody
now.
deserved to
Are
die
they?
on this planet, Daniel King would be one of them. That's dead serious. Like, if
you wanted to do Sharia law, Daniel Keem should be one of the first people to die and have his hands chopped off. He's a despicable person, and that is word to your mother truth right there.
Word to your
This
mother
would lead
truth.
to Keemstar wanting to do a live debate with Wings, to which he refused. And to get his attention, Keemstar threatened to have Wings' Twitch channel suspended for inciting violence, or rather wishing death upon him, so Wings would finally accept the debate. And during their conversation, Keemstar would offer to pay Wings $25,000 that would go towards Wings getting the surgery in America instead of Mexico, as long as he would box him 1 year later.
I mean, like, if you're so worried about me having it done in Mexico, why don't you donate the $25,000 so I can have it done right here in Conway?
All right, deal. If I donate the $25,000 to have it done in Conway and you survive, okay, then you have to box me a year after the surgery.
But Wings would decline this because he was afraid of getting a head injury, which he was more susceptible to due to his injury as a child.
That's fair. I'm not saying that's the reason he actually did it, but that is a actual valid concern.
No judgment.
And he had already made
I don't
enough
wanna
money
box
to afford
somebody.
the surgery in Mexico.
I'm not a fighter. Never have been.
Again, this would bring more hate to Wings, as not only did he decline another opportunity to revive his channel, but it also looked like he was making excuses to not have the surgery done. He would then announce that he was instead saving up for the surgery to be done in America instead of Mexico for safety reasons. But to get the surgery done in America, he would have to lose 50 pounds, which he would fail to do. This seemed to be yet another delay on
I'm
his
assuming
surgery.
he never gets
It
the
was also
surgery.
around this time that he would post his final YouTube video, updating his viewers on the progress he had made with the surgery. And to everyone's surprise, on April 28, 2018, he had posted screenshots of himself in Tijuana where he had just gotten the surgery. The community in disbelief would only later find proof in Wings' ever-slimming figure. They would also find his moments of rage, although present, would see a decrease as he would begin taking Lexapro, a drug used to treat depression and generalized anxiety disorder. Now in 2019, his diet might seem to be in shambles as rumors have spread that he has been eating twice his recommended daily calorie intake. Not only this, but his spending of his leftover surgery money is questionable. Though overall, he has to some improved, as he claims to be sitting at around 300 pounds, though the evidence is still lacking, as current date 2019, he refuses to show his weight on a scale. Regardless, he remains a spectacle, with viewers watching and categorizing every stream until the moment he breaks. Whether we'll see true improvement is in the hands of time. He may yet see his redemption.
Okay, so that is where we're going to end this. There will be a part 2 to this, for the record, because there is a part 2 to this story. There's actually a part 3, so this is actually going to be a 3-part series. This is the first one. What do you think of Wings of Redemption, Brandon, now that you've had your introduction to the guy?
So, I don't think I've ever said this on stream, but I've said this to a lot of people in real life. My favorite saying of all time is you reap what you sow, because I don't think there's anything more true than that. And it just shows Keemstar is very much a representation of that.
Keemstar?
Not Keemstar, sorry. Wings of Redemption. Sorry, there's a lot of Keemstar in there.
Well, I figured you were saying you reap what you sow, and it just so happens to see Boogie right here in my recommendations.
I mean, Boogie was 100% another one. I think I said the exact same thing on that discussion hall too. I mean, like, literally, like, I don't know if he definitely started the whole, like, downhill tread of his own career, and then he got stuck in that place and just refused to leave it. So, like, yeah, you reap what you sow.
It's going to be interesting to see what you think about him once we actually get into the more modern stuff with him, because this first segment here is really, really tame in terms of what happens with him. Like, it gets insane. I actually, in some ways, feel really bad for him in some of the ways that people troll him. They go way too far, in my opinion.
I think, from what I've learned about, like, online trolling, is people don't know when to stop. Like, look at Christian. They've mentally broken that person. Like, mentally, he is a shattered shell.
Yeah.
And it's because people just would not leave him alone. They found it funny, so they just continued putting pressure on him to a point where he shattered. And people who can't take that are the victims of it the most. And the more they react, the more it happens, and the stronger it gets, and the more ferocious it gets, because they want bigger and bigger reactions from it. So I think that, like, trolls are some of, like, I don't want to... trolls can be some of the worst people ever. Like, do I think there are such things as good trolling? Yes. Like, Jim Browning and Kit Toboga, who do, like, trolling to, like, scam callers. That's perfectly fine. They're not, like, mentally attacking these people.
Or Mark, the guy that does the glitter
Yeah, Mark
bombs.
Rober, who did the, what's it called?
The package thieves? Porch pirates?
Yeah, Porch Pirate box thing that he did. That right there is just, like, again, completely harmless and isn't insistent.
Yeah, but getting back to Wings here, you know, like I said, this first episode is pretty tame. It's going to be really interesting to see what Brandon has to think about some of the stuff that happens later on, but that is where we're going to end this episode. If you enjoyed this episode and you would like to see more content like this, please consider subbing to the channel and leaving a like before you head out tonight. Brandon, thank you for joining me. My guy, I hope you had fun learning about Wings. And as always, guys, take care, have a good night. Catch you in the next episode. Bye, everybody.